valedictory function. Will be on Indian. நாளாச்சு 4 valedictory ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண சொல்லிட்டாங்க. Respected Vice Chancellors, we humbly request all of you to kindly assemble here in the venue hall so that we can commence with the valedictory session. I humbly request all the Vice Chancellors to kindly assemble here in the ballroom so that we can commence with the valedictory session. Respected Vice Chancellors, we humbly request all of you to kindly assemble here back in the ballroom, the venue hall, so that we can commence with the valedictory session. We once again make a humble call to all the Vice Chancellors, heads of various institutes to kindly assemble back in the ballroom so that we can commence with the valedictory session without any delay. We humbly request the Vice Chancellors to kindly assemble here. Respected Vice Chancellors, a humble calling for all of you to kindly assemble here in the ballroom for the valedictory session. Respected Vice Chancellors, the Honorable Governor will be here. We extend a hearty welcome to the Honorable Governor to the valedictory session of the two-day conference of Vice Chancellors of various state and private universities. மாண்புமிகு ஆளுநர் அவர்களை இரு கரங்கள் கூப்பி வருக வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்றோம். We also welcome the Director of National Information Technology. We welcome the Vice Chancellor of Anna University. We welcome the Vice Chancellor of Shastra University. We welcome the Secretary to the Honorable Governor to the valedictory session of the two-day conference. National Anthem followed by Tamil Thai Varthu.
Janagana mana adinayaka jaya he Bharata bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jalati Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jahe Tava Shubha Ashisha Mahe Gaye Tava Jaya Gada Janagana Mangaladayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He Neerarum kadaludutha nilamadandai kelilolugum சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கனமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தர்க்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற இத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திரும்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
We request all our dignitaries to kindly take your respective seats. Let us listen to the rendition of Mahakavi Subramania Bharatiya's song பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு நம் பாரத நாடு.
பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே கானத்திலே உயர் நாடு கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர் நாடு இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சாரத்திலே மிக சாஸ்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு சாரத்திலே மிக சாஸ்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு.
Thank you. We now request the Secretary to the Honorable Governor to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, everybody. The mission as Vice Chancellors is profound: to nurture the minds of tomorrow, to instill knowledge, and to foster innovation. Each of the Vice Chancellors bears the responsibility of guiding your institution towards excellence, ensuring that they remain beacons of learning, enlightenment, and progress. The conference gave us the opportunity to engage in meaningful discussions and broaden our horizons towards achieving these goals. It is my privilege to extend a hearty welcome to our Honorable Governor for this valedictory session. Our Honorable Governor has not only taken the initiative to organize this conference, but has also guided us to ensure that a wide range of issues and challenges faced by the universities are addressed. I extend a warm welcome to all the Vice Chancellors of state, private universities, Central University, directors and administrators of state universities and central institutions. I welcome all the officials and staff of Raj Bhavan. I also extend a hearty welcome to our friends from press and media. Nandri Vanakkam.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chancellors from various universities will share their insights and feedback on the different sessions conducted during the two-day conference. Let us listen to their valuable input and perspectives. We welcome Dr. G. Akila, Director, National Institute of Technology.
Vanakkam, Namaskar. Honorable Governor, Chancellor, Sri Raviji, Head of the institutions, everyone present here, warm greetings. Thank you for the opportunity to attend and give the feedback. Let me start with doing the recap with all the sessions. Professor Jagadish Kumar, chief guest, did set the minds of the leaders what to achieve and how to realize it in future with sustainability, population growth, and its complex interaction. Yes, institutional development plan, IDP document will be refined and it will be disseminated to all the stakeholders to achieve it. Karka Kasadara Karpavai Katrapin Nirka Adarku Taha. Our governor's address started with this Tirukural and conveyed the message that all the universities to work with their core thrust area and should work together. Sri Raviji emphasized the fact that basic idea of education is empowerment. It is our responsibility to inculcate in our institutes the spirit of innovation, spirit of research with universal human values and should initiate the transformative effect. Professor Partha Chakrabarti shared his thoughts on the landscape of discovery of new knowledge, knowledge to theory, theory of application, and innovation at scale. Two important questions he put in our mind. Techno-human experience. Is our institute gives experience of our technology? Are we collaborating with each other in the institute? Sure, we'll take your view in developing the critical mass in research areas and teamwork. Thank you for giving insight into predictive AI, generative AI, and combined. Thank you, Madam Shruti Kannan, for the interactive session on innovation and entrepreneurship and about the various funding opportunities in all the sectors, including agri, EV, and logistic. Dr. Vaidya Subramanian shared his experience in developing his institute to this level and their strategic plan of activities. Thank you, Ji. National Credit Framework and Lifelong Learning or Continuous Learning was the session by Dr. Bharati Harishankar. With agile learning, accelerated learning, flexible learning, and clonical learning, Madam gave her insightful thoughts how higher educational institute should take up this and emphasize the learners to take the responsibility of learning. Maurya Hall in Auckland University to bring back our own system is an important takeaway. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sri Karthik, for enabling us to think about Indian Red Cross Society, kindled our thought to have it each college or institution. Madam Jayanti from Auroville Foundation has explained about Auroville and opportunities to collaborate with universities through MOUs. Thank you, ma'am. Professor Velraj shared his thoughts on how to orient the students towards current requirements of the industry, that is, I-shaped graduates to T-shaped professionals. Explained his thoughts how to train the teachers to achieve this in this dynamic environment. Professor Ravi narrated the challenges he faced in crystal growth and utilization of the crystal in various applications, including space organization. He currently indicated how to inculcate the flavor of research among the teachers, that both teaching and research skills can be enhanced. Professor H.D. Charan emphasized the awareness about the needs or requirements beyond the material fulfillment. Transformation to human consciousness in each and every action is important and to be considered in implementing value education. I wish to state that this conference has given insight to all of us. Baby steps will not help us to achieve Vikasit Bharat 2047, but we have to make leaps to achieve this. Thank you, Ji, for giving this kind of thoughts in all our mind. Surely we will do that. Thoughtful design of this conference, from building research excellence to adding human values, attracts special appreciation. I would like to thank Honorable Governor, Chancellor Ravi Ji, for giving us this opportunity. Our institute, NIT Trichy, moving towards its vision, globally competitive and locally relevant. This conference has given a lot of takeaways, such as human value session, Red Cross Society activities, Auroville MOU for waste management best practices, National Credit Framework Insight, Startup and Innovation Culture, experience of technology at Institute, mental well-being of stakeholders, education as empowerment, and how a leader should be. Many thanks to Sri Kirlosh Kumar, Secretary to Governor, and other members of Raj Bhavan for their meticulous arrangement. Hospitality arrangements at Raj Bhavan, food needs special mention requires. Thank you, fellow participants, and everyone for the opportunity. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We now welcome Dr. N.S. Santosh Kumar, Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, who will give a crisp 5-minute feedback on the two-day conference.
Honorable Governor Chancellor of Tamil Nadu, the Vice Chancellor, esteemed Vice Chancellors, the invited guest speakers, registrar and officials of various universities, all other our university Raj Bhavan officials headed by respected Secretary to the Governor. Good evening to one and all. 2 days long knowledge sharing has come to an end. Now we are given an assignment of giving feedback in 5 minutes. As usual, the UGC chairman has shared his academic acumen as a teacher and a former vice chancellor, and stressed the responsibilities of vice chancellor as a good administrator. He insisted many things, including to develop high quality research, to get top university ranking, to have a better knowledge system, to have a better monitoring system, to have advanced technology, etc. He has added so many other things also, and request the Vice Chancellor to realize about the sustainability, health, advancement, self-sufficiency and security. He insisted that every institution should set its objectives. Every institution should adopt diversity, equity and inclusion. And every institution should introduce skill-based education. He has insisted us to redesign the undergraduate program as a job-oriented and knowledge-based one. The industrial-based curriculum has to be introduced. These are all he has stated here. And along with that, he has asked us to do so many other thought-provoking issues and asked us to achieve all in the days to come. This is the part of UGC chairman. Then in the inaugural address, our Honorable Governor, Chancellor, has expressed his disappointment by saying that while assuming charge as a Chancellor, the universities were in bad shape, working in isolation, struggling with its own problems, running with its own standards, with a lack of communications, etc. That only tempted him to conduct this get-together for the academia, and he has succeeded in his mission by conducting consecutively for 3 times this gathering. He said that VCs are the guardian of university and driver of significant transformation happenings in the educational ecosystem. Therefore, all VCs should involve in very constructive role in the field of education. According to him, the objectives of this conclave are to give core thrust on research excellence and innovative entrepreneurship. He stated that knowledge is not static but dynamic. So, thrust has to be given on creating new knowledge, and he all along insisted us and to import others the Tirukural Karka Kachadara Karpavai Katabin Nirke Adarku Taha. He insisted us to concentrate on technological advancement to have transformation towards the civilization of life. Like that, he stated so many important aspects that we cannot say one by one here for the want of time. From his speech, we could assess him that he is not only a mere visionary, but he is a man of long vision also. In the first plenary session, Dr. Partha B. Chakravarti, former director of IIT Kharagpur, spoke on building research and the future of artificial intelligence. He said that no new knowledge is no knowledge at all. So, that situation prevails everywhere. He has given a landscape of academic excellence in such a way that go for discovery of new knowledge, make it as a theory, go for application wherein develop innovations and so on. He further telling about the knowledge level, how to measure it through performance indicator, etc. He has stated about artificial intelligence in such a way that what extent socio-legal impacts are coming out in this area, such a way to identify so many aspects in this regard. He further asked us to how to make use of artificial intelligence and ensure such a way to identify the talent, test its authenticity, its market, investment part, its language, networking, acceleration, digitalization, and go for universalization. His presentation was very useful to us because he has stated about the emerging aspect of artificial intelligence such a detailed manner. The next session by Sudhi Kannan, an engineering leader of Cisco on innovation and entrepreneurship area. She narrated this concept by quoting her own passage from her college days to the present era, and has given a good syllabus to achieve success in this field. She has stated that to get success in this path, one should definitely involved in the very basic concept level 2, the setting the mindset of entrepreneurs, recognizing and evaluating the mindset of others who are involved in industrial undertaking and its opportunities, customers development, experimentation and actions, and build self-sufficiency in this field. Like that she has stated. She has narrated about the present position of startups and stated that healthcare, agriculture, automotive, logistics areas where startups are highly explorable, and cited unicorn and gem are the best example. She asked for supporting startups in all universities with the help of seed fund schemes. Like that, then followed with Dr. Vaidya Subramaniam, VC of Sastra University, who spoke on institution development plan and vision document for the universities. He posed 3 questions as to why, what and how to make universities as a world-class university. He insisted for making a vision document first, that too in the form of strategic investment plan. He further insisted for creating, integrating and propagating values in this aspect. He asked for creating a firm infrastructure, human resources, high technology development and procurement. Like that, yes, made along. He also insisted for setting a vision, that too set a long-term vision to each university and to try to achieve at the earliest. The next speaker was Bharati Harishankar, the VC of Avinashalingam Institute of Home Science and Higher Education for Women, who spoke on augmenting lifelong learning through National Credit Framework. Her presentation was broadly based on National Credit Framework. She insisted that everyone should adopt a lifelong personal and professional learning. The learning should be outcome-based learning, which should focus on multidisciplinary facts. All learnings should be emerging technology-based. And she also insisted for internalization of education with global connectivity. She further insisted for flexible learning to prevent dropouts from the schools and colleges. Like that, so many things. And the second day session started with a member from Indian Red Cross Society who has also participated, and he has explained about the structure of Indian Red Cross Society and the fundamental principles upon which Red Cross Society is functioning. They are humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence and voluntary service, unity and universality. So these are all the fundamental principle upon which the Red Cross is functioning. And he was narrating about the different programs which are being undertaken by Red Cross Society, and he has asked for all the university vice chancellors to strengthen the YRC, that Youth Red Cross, and asked for creating one blood bank in every university. And followed with Jayanti SCV, the Secretary Auroville Foundation, also spoke about the functioning of Auroville, and wherein she too has invited the Vice Chancellor to enter into MOU with the Auroville for undertaking different programs regarding internship with this Auroville. And followed with Professor Velraj, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Anna University. He spoke on capacity building for faculty members towards emerging industrial requirements. He has categorically stated that the syllabus should be from knowledge-based to industrial requirement-based. He was giving thrust upon the industrial-based study. That alone will take the engineering field to the next level. So for which how the impact assessment has to be made, and how that experience-based education has to be undertaken, and so many other aspects he has narrated. And followed with Dr. G. Ravi, VC Alagappa University, also expressed his own experience in crystal industry, and he also joined with Dr. Velraj by saying that industrial-based study is the need of the hour for uplifting the engineering studies here. And Dr. H.D. Charan, who had a concern who actually the chairman of National Committee on Universal Human Values spoke on universal human values. He expressed his concern that people are leading comfortable life and technology made our life more comfortable, but human values are at stake or at stake. That is his concern, for which he simply introduced three tools. One is right understanding, right relationship with all human beings, and physical facility. And he wanted to apply these three tools and to find out a solution wherein he got only everything is missing. But at the same time, he was telling that unless and until we get good human values, we cannot lead a comfortable life at all, like that he has stated. So by and large, if you see that, no doubt we had a nice time to share knowledge from different field, by which object of this meeting was Zen present achieved. It is a nice venture to understand about the recent technological development takes place in the national and international level. We got a good chance to know about how the universities have to change from existing level to the next level. Totally speaking, a good orientation for VC, we got it. Sincerely thank our Honorable Chancellor for arranging this for a 3 consecutive time. And last but not least, I must definitely thank the Raj Bhavan officials headed by Commandant most respected Secretary Mr. Kirlesh Kumar IAS, and followed with all other officials who commanded respect towards us, and even the way in which they have showed their love and affection towards us, and the way in which they have showed their duty towards this conference. Everything is really exemplary, for which on behalf of my university, I extend my sincere thanks to one and all from the Raj Bhavan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We now welcome Dr. S.K. Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor, Shiv Nada University, who will give a concise 5-minute feedback, throwing importance on the takeaway and the way forward.
Respected Governor Chancellor, my esteemed colleagues from different academia and other places, the Raj Bhavan staff members, a very good evening to you all. In fact, this is the 3rd time that I am attending this conference of the Vice Chancellors. And I am sure that you will all agree with me that every time that we have assembled over here, spent 2 days or a day, we had several important inputs to take away with us. I do remember that the first conference, when we had the opportunity to listen to one of the entrepreneurs, Mr. Sridhar Vembu. He spoke about his journey, that how he created Zoho cloud computing software. And that was truly inspirational for all of us. In fact, in that conference, we had discussion about NEP 2020, because immediately after COVID, we had a lot of actions to be taken. I do remember that the various groups that were created to discuss several issues related to NEP. And that gave us an opportunity, particularly for me, that was for the first time, that I could meet my Vice Chancellor colleagues from other institutes, so that we can create an environment where we can discuss, where, in fact, the Chancellor advised us that you come together, have some kind of MOU, have collaborative activities. And that's what precisely we did. And Professor Bhelraj mentioned in the morning that he could create the interactions among universities, created MOU. In fact, I am happy to state that yes, we have also inked an MOU with Anna University. And MOU is not in the terms of in papers. In fact, we have conducted together programs, the faculty development programs, and we are truly taking up the activities in true sense. So that really was helpful from the past conference. The second conference, I do remember that, while we were talking about the activities on NEP, it was thought of that we should impart education in mother tongue. And that's when we could see that UGC, ICT had already started looking into it and developed a software wherein the text from English could be translated in different regional languages, which was demonstrated, and I think that was quite unique, and that was a unique takeaway that we had, that yes, we felt the urge to get into that activity, which many universities again started doing it. Well, I thought that for this present conference, for these 2 days long, that we had several expert lectures, discussions, and my previous speakers have already talked about in detail about all those. So I'm not going to go in details about that, the different lecture-wise, but I was just thinking what are the takeaways that we are going to have from this conference. And I see there are many. In fact, UGC chairman started with several aspects to be explored for us, and 2 things I have picked up, which I felt happy that we have implemented it already. One of the aspects is that he says that, the students' choice, interest has to be looked into. They should be admitted in a program in which they are interested. And truly speaking, that we have at Srinagar University 2 BCom programs and 1 program in economics, we call as BSc Economics with a focus on data science. And on these 3 programs, the students, irrespective of their streams, arts, science, or commerce, they can join. And I'm very happy to tell you that in our economics program, we get maximum number of students from science stream and not only from arts and commerce. So this is one aspect I was really feeling happy about it. Second thing is that Chairman mentioned that our undergraduate education should be skill-based. We must try to bring in more entrepreneurial aspect, more industry aspect. And again, we have created our curriculum in such a way that we have built in the internship in the UG curriculum. And each and every student has to undergo internship, and it's a credit-based. So it's a must. So, that's a kind of a thing, and that I could link with the aspect that, again, today, when Professor Valeraj was talking about the academia-industry interaction, I think that's very, very important, and that's truly challenging. While each institute will be aspiring for that, as I said, the industry also has to be taken on board, and I think we'll have to work hard to get this aspect to fruition in right spirit. And I think that's very, very important. We had a few aspects in terms of AI. Today we are talking about a lot on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Given an opportunity, I think all the students will like to get admitted in AI and ML, which is not possible. But then we start talking about that, how we can bring in AI in the core domain, or how we can integrate so that the undergraduate education again becomes truly, the need-based or the requirement of today. And in that perspective, what Professor Partha Chakraborty was saying, that to create new knowledge, not only just imparting education, but to touch the human lives. I think that's very important. And well, time will tell that how effective AI will be to impart education, not only in computer science, but in other areas as well. Again, UGC chairman had touched upon saying that the institutional strategy for institutional developmental plan, which has been just been released by UGC, and on which Professor Vaidya Subramaniam has given a detailed account. I think in some form, each of the universities or the institutes are looking into it in some aspects, but I think we need to look into this document in more detailed fashion, and we should work towards that to achieve it. We learned about the lifelong learning on National Educational Framework. The deliberations that we had yesterday, and so many questions were there. So that shows that, the kind of interactions that are necessary in that. And I think we should look into that aspect. That's again a takeaway on which we should work hard and see that how this can be implemented in an appropriate manner. The aspects this morning, there was a discussion on IRC. I would like to say again that not only when we talk about the holistic education about the undergraduate students, it's not only the curriculum or the knowledge that we share, we go beyond curriculum, we say extra academic activities. And in fact, again, we have built in the curricula that students must take some of the extra academic activities either in form of NSS or NCC or IRC, which I think is a must and very important aspect that should be looked into. I was impressed by the presentation made by the Auroville Foundation, and particularly that they have expressed their eagerness to take students for the internship. I think that's a very good aspect, and I think we should explore for that. Well, the universal human values and the role of education in holistic development was an important aspect which we should look into, and which is again an important takeaway for all of us. Lastly, I must say that again it was good learning experience for all of us to see the kind of best practices that are being used by some of the universities, and I think they are really truly inspirational for all of us, and we should examine that, and there is nothing wrong in copying the best practices that's happening elsewhere. I think that's very important, and that's how I think we will grow, and that will be more meaningful of such conferences if we can adopt the best practices that are being adopted by somebody else, and if we think that it can be implemented, we should implement that. And I think that's what I feel we had the takeaway from this conference. And for me, as I said, it is truly a good experience going through this. And I'm sure that this kind of platform which has been created should be continued. And again, so many items that we have on our platter today, we should be able to explore this. And again, next year when we come back, we should be able to come back and tell, look, this is what we have done. With this note, I think I wish you all the best. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I thank the Raj Bhavan officials led by our secretary for organizing this conference and making our stay, and making this conference a comfortable one. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. We now welcome Dr. V. Geeta Lakshmi, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, for a 5-minute feedback on the experience and the takeaways and the way forward of the 2-day conference.
Good evening, sir. The most respected Honorable Governor and Chancellor of the Universities of Tamil Nadu, Secretary to Governor, Deputy Secretary Universities, all the Raj Bhavan officials, respected Vice Chancellors and heads of the institutes, students, and ladies and gentlemen, for every one of you, very good evening to all of you. Indeed, it's a great pleasure to share some of the feedback. If you ask me to give in one line, what is the feedback? We had very quality time, sir, for the 2 days with a lot of takeaways, and also we had a greater experience of learning. And this is one conference where our Chancellor is actually bringing a platform for bringing all the Vice Chancellors of universities of state as well as private universities. Of course, there are a lot of difference between the state universities and private universities. We in the state universities work with a big boundary, but within the given boundary, how can we perform better? That is what we have learned here. What things we can implement, what cannot be implemented. So these are the learnings we have definitely taken it forward. And I'm not going to repeat the recap what my predecessors have done, and just a few things which comes to my mind. For example, one is the skill-based education. Definitely it is very important. Already we are doing it. So the skill-based education will definitely lead to industry-ready student, for which all the universities are taking a big leap forward, and I'm sure this conference also insisted on the same thing. So we understand our governor's kind of a concern that universities are working in silos, and we need need to connect with the greatest kind of an effort, and wherever possible, we need to connect with each other, communicate with each other, so that we do a research in a very fruitful way and innovate things which will be good for the humankind. Sir, we assure that we will be doing lot of such research. We already have initiated many things in that line, and I'm sure we will do it in much more rigorous way, so that we will be able to achieve many innovative things which can solve many of the problems in humankind, especially in terms of food security and nutritional security. And the first session was really great, like Partha Chakrabarti sir, he really spoke so well. Two things which touched my mind was, like, we have got many hands which tells about the kind of unity. So we have so many hands but only one mind. So we all have to work together to proceed forward and to have many achievements. That it touched me. Though we are having a lot of solidarity in working towards the nature benefits and so on, but it is important that we collaborate in much more greater way. So teamwork works. That is what is the simple thing that was actually heading. And the way he expressed how the leader should be, with a very kind of an example with the cricket leaders, you know, it touched all our minds. Another important thing touched was, like, be part of the change. You be the change manager if you want to create any change in your own university. So those are some of the takeaways I thought, like, we have to really take it forward. So coming to Shruti Kannan, it was a wonderful kind of a thing. She started it off with a beautiful song, and you know, it's a very motivational song, insisting on kind of a collaboration. So started it with, like, a greatest trade that happened in India, and ended with, like, what happened in the previous, in 1940s, the vision of the people, like, this should happen in the days to come scientifically. But we have almost achieved everything what was told in that song, and now we are looking forward many other things, much more in a greater change that will happen in the days to come. And she lots and lots of overviews about how to create entrepreneurship amongst the student, where to get funding. Funding is no limitation. Only thing we have to have innovative mind. That's what she was insisting, and I think we are all there to help our students to become entrepreneurs. So that was the greatest relation. And Dr. Vaidya Subramaniam, it was really good to take from his idea, like having a good vision. Everybody, every institution always have a vision. We have short-term vision for 2025, 2030 and 2050. Yes, now we need to have a different lens. Go and review our vision and try to make it more flexible and try to make more achievable. So this is what we are taking it from your lecture, sir. Thank you very much for the innovative thing. And especially Bharati madam, she was actually doing a wonderful lecture, like especially on the credit and lifelong learning, and it's very wonderful. We will definitely have so much of takeaway from your thing. And especially the last things, like 4 or 5 best practices. I really like the way, like for example, Belraj sir from the Anna University, it's very important. You know, we too have started autonomy in science in terms of IDP programs and also in terms of Center of Excellences, but it is all in infant state. We have to go a long way because we have just initiated. I think Anna University is in forefront. They have initiated this activity 10-15 years before, and they have started the fruits, but we have just started it, and I am sure that we will be quick learners. We will also learn the mistakes that has happened from Anna University, like in terms of audit and other things. We will also learn the best things that has happened, and we will try to replicate it in our own university. So it's a great learning. And again, we had a good lessons from Ravi sir, from his personal kind of life, as well as how to take it forward, the capacity building program. We are also taking forward the capacity building program, and you know, like in the institutional development program, we could get funding from the World Bank. We could send at least 150 students to respective, based on their interest, to 12 different destinations in the international laboratories, and they have come back with a very great change. They are becoming the change leaders in the university. So there are a lot of things that are happening. I'm sure these 2 days was the greatest experience for all of us, sir, and we are taking with good memories ideas and good learnings, and that we would definitely implement and come back next year with more and more fruitful results. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this great opportunity and bringing every one of us together. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam. We now humbly request the Honorable Governor to present the Certificate of Appreciation to the Vice Chancellors. The Honorable Governor will now present the certificate to Dr. Mrs. G. Akila, Director, National Institute of Technology. Professor M. Selvam, Vice Chancellor, Bharathidasan University. Professor S. Vaidya Subramanian, Vice Chancellor, Shastra Deemed University, Tanjavur. Professor M. Selvam, Vice Chancellor, Bharathidasan University, will now receive the Certificate of Appreciation from the Honorable Governor. The Honorable Governor will now present the certificate to Dr. S. Vaidya Subramanian, Vice Chancellor, Shastra University. Dr. K. N. Selvakumar, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Veterinary and Animal Sciences University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor V. Bharati Harishankar, Vice Chancellor, Avinashi Lingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. N. S. Santosh Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ambedkar Law University, will now receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. S. K. Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor, Shiv Nada University, will now be presented with the certificate by the Honorable Governor. Dr. S. Narayanan, Vice Chancellor, Kalasalingam Academy of Research and Higher Education, Virudhunagar, will now receive the certificate of appreciation from the Honorable Governor. Dr. S. Narayanan, Vice Chancellor, Kalasalingam Academy of Research and Higher Education, Virudhunagar. Professor R. Velraj, Vice Chancellor, Anna University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor S. Salivahanan, Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Following Professor R. Velraj, Professor S. Salivahanan, Vice Chancellor, Valetech Institute of Science and Technology, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. V. Thiruvalluvan, Vice Chancellor, Tamil University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. V. S. Kanchana Bhaskaran, Vice Chancellor, Belur Institute of Technology, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. V. Thiruvalluvan is receiving the certificate for Kanchana Bhaskaran. Dr. M. Sundar, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, will receive the certificate. Dr. V. Geeta Lakshmi, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor Dr. N. Chandrasekhar, Vice Chancellor, Manonmaniyam Sundaranar University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor Dr. N. Chandrasekhar. Dr. G. Ravi, Vice Chancellor, Alagappa University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. G. Ravi, Vice Chancellor, Alagappa University. Dr. T. Armugam, Vice Chancellor, Thiruvalluvar University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. K. Kala, Vice Chancellor, Mother Teresa Women's University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. T. Armugam is receiving the certificate, followed by Dr. K. Kala. Dr. K. Narayansamy, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu, Dr. MGR Medical University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. K. Kala is receiving the certificate, followed by Dr. Narayansamy, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu, Dr. MGR Medical University. Dr. N. Felix, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu, Dr. J. Jayalalitha Fisheries University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor Dr. G. Srinivasu, Vice Chancellor in charge, Sri Chandrasekharanandra Saraswati Vishwa Mahavidyalaya, Kanchipuram, will receive the certificate. Dr. L. Radhakrishnan, Registrar in charge, the Gandhi Gramam Rural Institute, Dindikal, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor G. R. Sendil Kumar, Registrar, Tamil Nadu Open University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor Rajiv Sukumaran, Director, Learning and Development, SRM, Sciences and Technology, Chengalpet, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor S. Elumalai, Registrar, University of Madras, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. N. Ramakrishnan, Registrar in Charge, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor Dr. Rupa Gunaseelan, Registrar in Charge, Bharatiyar University, will now receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Dr. K. Vijayarani, Dean, Faculty of Arts, Annamalai University, will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Professor Dr. Rupa Gunaseelan is receiving the certificate, followed by Dr. K. Vijayarani, who will receive the certificate from the Honorable Governor. Thank you, sir. We now humbly request the Honorable Governor Chancellor to address the gathering.
My dear participants, friends of this 2 days conclave, these 2 days have been pretty hectic for all of you. 9:30 in the morning to well past 6 in the evening, back to back, with not even decent tea breaks. Because I also, being a participant, I was also going through it. By the time the break is announced, the anchor also bears be back by such and such time, 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you very much for taking so keen interest. The presentations were all very insightful, and interactions were lively and enriching. The takeaway, Representative Vice Chancellors have already explained. There is a lot to take away. I am happy that this conference has been able to break the walls of insularity that we had. Universities, mostly the state universities, functioning in silos, insulation. Now we hear universities signing MOUs, collaborating with each other. Not only the state universities among themselves, but also with the state universities and private universities. This is a very, very healthy development. And this is how it should be. We should try to give more content, more meaning to this collaboration. Chairman UGC, being the guardian of standards in higher education in the country, because we know that higher education, a standard of in higher education is an union subject, and Chairman UGC represents that. His participation has been very, very helpful. Not only that, he shares his perspective, UGC's expectations, but also the fact that all of you have to deal with him, and quite a few of you would be having some issues with him, which you could get an opportunity to meet, discuss, raise the issue, bring it to his attention. And that is the purpose of my inviting UGC chairman to the conference, because it not only it adds value, it adds weight, but it also facilitates our vice chancellors to interact with him one-to-one, raise the point. Because being a busy person, for him, when you have to go and get time, get appointment, you may get, may not get. Here is an opportunity where it's possible, and you do that, and you made good use of it. That's what he told me. And he has been very, very obliging, because every conference he comes. The last year conference he could not make it because of, he last minute he said the kind of timeline he had under which he was working almost 24 hours a day. He says it's not so. He was virtually present to deliver his message. Other resource persons also were very, very helpful. You know, our Professor Vaidya Subramaniam gave institution development. Institution development is plan. Institution development plan is very, very important. And here I would urge you all to pay special attention. Because each of the institution that you represent today is a long, long lasting institution. It is not an institution which is here for a decade or which will celebrate the silver, golden jubilee or diamond jubilee and all. It has to be for centuries. We know the old universities have been for centuries. So when you have an institution, we know that you cannot foresee the future beyond a point. But certainly, if your vision are clear, then you know that your alignment of progress is in the right direction, in tune with the vision. If I have to go from here to Chennai, I cannot just have a plan for here going to Coimbatore. Coimbatore going is a way, is a milestone. I have to go there. But if we have a short term, some of my friends mention about 5-year vision, 10-year vision. You know, to me it appears, because your institutions are long lasting, with a huge, huge impact on the society, on the nation, on the globe. So, these can be milestone. To me, it appears there cannot be a vision for 5-year or 10-year, or 15-year or even 20 years. Do you think that your institution will stop functioning after 20 years? We know that we cannot foresee that, but we know that we have to move in that direction and setting the timelines, goals, milestones, that this is what, in line with my vision, this is what I will achieve in the next 5 years, this is what I will achieve in the next 10 years. And always, depending on the unforeseen situations, developments, wherever it is necessary to do the realignment, what is called mid-course correction. But mid-course correction does not change the vision. It only, sometimes when there is an obstacle, you take a small detour and reach there. Because if you have moving across, if you cannot cross it, you cannot just do a step B, your journey cannot be stopped. You may take a detour, but get back to that. That's what I think the vision should be. But it is very important to have the milestones, the goals which we have in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. This is what we are like to. Because we are all, whoever is at this point of time or whenever the future, your successors will come, we all have to, your vision is like a foundation you are building. You are in this broad architecture. You keep building on, building on, building on. So institution development plan is very, very important, and I urge all of you, each one of you, to kindly give adequate attention. And In fact, it was rightly said, please don't outsource it. Because there are many consulting firms. They will come and give you a very, very glossy paper and with beautiful diagrams and all. You cannot outsource your future. You cannot outsource your vision. This is not done. This is something which I would urge you to guard against. Put your own people, take time. So long you are earnest and doing the churning, good enough. Consultation you do with your colleagues, you maybe some other institutions, if you need to have them clarity, do that. But never outsource it. It has to be a document which you have laid the bricks and mortars, not outsourced to anyone. Please never do that. About the various takeaways you all have, I don't wish to repeat that. But one thing that appeared very prominently when we're talking about entrepreneurship, innovation, is lack of awareness among our youth, lack of awareness of opportunities. How do they go about it? And this is a question of guidance, motivation and mentorship. This has to be provided because I have been traveling, interacting with the students. By and large, in every university, students, I have interacted in a good number of students. Very leisurely. And my own sense is that we have among the finest human material, human resource. But for want of proper guidance, motivation and mentorship, their growth remains stunted. When I meet the younger students, I repeatedly tell them that you all like seeds of a banyan tree. You have potential to grow into a mammoth tree. But for that, it is our responsibility to create that conducive environment, proper guidance, proper motivation and mentorship. Now here comes the role of teachers. A thing which emerged very prominently and which we all know through anecdotal evidence that we have it, and we all feel it on a day-to-day basis that this is a serious problem that we have in our state universities. There is acute shortage of teachers. Many universities are running with more than 50% vacancies. And mostly they are running on guest lecturers. Now, obviously, it is far too much to expect from these poorly paid, randomly appointed guest lecturers to guide, motivate, and mentor. Now, at this point, Professor Velraz, in his presentation, he talked about making use of technology-enhanced learning, NPTEL, in the classroom. It's a very good portal, very foresighted initiative that brilliant teachers, professors in that discipline on the subject, they have delivered their talk. And it is being used by millions of students and even teachers all across the country. Now the question is, should it be a supplement or a substitute to classroom teaching. When our teachers, as such, we believe that they are not prepared, they are not able to teach properly. To fill the gap, if in the classroom, if we have this NPTEL lecture, where the students listen to that and teacher will interact, I'm not sure whether it will further encourage the teachers not to come prepared at all. Because why can't we ask them to come to read and come? Sort of listen to the talk and then come. Because I think if we encourage, essentially, it is a decline. Ideally, a good teacher should teach, and if a student likes to have something more, go to the NPTEL and listen to that. And if there is something doubt, come to the teacher and seek the clarification further. But if the teacher sits and the students listen to this NPTEL talk, then I think we are further encouraging mediocrity among the teachers, which is a serious problem for us. So I would urge to give a rethinking. One of the participating friends mentioned about, there's social outreach, society outreach. Our students from university, they go and teach in the schools. It's a very good initiative. In fact, our college students, university students, they should be encouraged to go and teach. They can do the supplementary teaching, the class teacher will teach and all. But he also mentioned that our students go and tell the villagers about the government programs. Now here I wonder, what are we doing? We have Tamil Nadu is among the leading states of the country. We have efficient district administration. We have a pretty efficient DIPR. Now our college students going to the village telling them about government program, are we supplementing the DIPR? Is it something that university students should do? I'm not very sure about it. Another thing is, I heard that we are giving chairs, books, water tanks to schools. If our schools are deficient of fund, which I believe our state is, as far as school education is concerned, they have been fairly sensitive about it and doing their best, but doing it from RUSA fund. Is it what RUSA is meant for? RUSA, I believe, is meant for higher education, not for providing chairs and tables and water storage to the schools. I think this should be reviewed. This is something which is, I do not know whether it is a healthy practice. To me, it doesn't appear. What we need is to tell our students, encourage them, to make them aware. Our students are not aware of many, many opportunities which are available today. They are just not aware. In fact, some of the outside resource persons, they also said the same thing. But I have been interacting and getting a direct sense that they are not aware of opportunities within the state and outside the state in the country. Our responsibility is to make them aware, to educate them about what are the opportunities which are available to them, so that they can choose, they can move forward. I invited some NET JRF scholars, primarily to encourage them to come and share their experience, because on an average in a year through our state universities we produce about 1,500 plus to about 2,000 PhDs. But among them, the net GRF qualified is not even 5%. Why? Why are we not encouraging our students to prepare for net GRF? Because our students, PhD students, are inherently they are bright students. Several of them, when I interacted, I found them, they have stuff in them. And they are doing the PhD program either without any fellowship or a very meager, paltry fellowship of 5,000 rupees, which is nothing today. On the other hand, net GRF gives you 45,000, which is almost double the salary of your guest lecturer. Why can't we encourage? And when it comes to net GRF, here I find some of the private universities are doing very well. In fact, Sastra University and VIT together, they have number of net GRF scholars almost twice the number of net GRF scholars all the 20 state universities put together. Is it not something that it is within us? We have to empower them. You don't need any additional resource for that. So that our PhD scholars, they are mentored, they are guided, they are prepared. And I wanted these scholars to come and share their experience, essentially, a kind of a motivation and essentially to drive home the message that, look, we have a forum by which our youth can do quality research. How do you expect a quality research? A person who is not paid any stipend and nothing, no fellowship, 5,000 rupees, and a poor fellow comes and goes. I think it's a gigo, garbage in, garbage out. For quality research, we also need to ensure that they are prepared, so that we help them in preparing for being eligible for research. It's not a pastime that after post-graduation I am not getting a job, I will get enrolled in the PhD. It is serious business. So prepare for it. And then helping them in a way that they lead a dignified life for the 4 or 5 years program, whatever time it takes for them to do the PhD, a decent fellowship. So I suggest we should invest more time on preparing our students, those who are desirous to go for PhD, prepare them, coach them, help them to write the net exam. And thousands of students are doing, and now of course UGC has graded it in 3 categories. They are putting it, shortly going to put it. So they are further going to enlarge the ambit, so it should be easier for us. So let's do that. We know that today in an age of fast changing, the knowledge scenario itself is fast changing. We need to keep reviewing our curriculum. And curriculum always to move forward, not to come down. It should be periodically reviewed. I am sure many of you are doing it. I would like everyone to do it. And when it comes to curriculum, here I like to share with you a very, very serious concern. I have been receiving several communication mails about curriculum in our state universities in the discipline of history and political science. And when I got the syllabus of BA and MA, history and political science, when I went through it, my first reaction was of disbelief that it could not be true. Is it really the syllabus? But unfortunately, this is the syllabus. In entire history syllabus and political science syllabus, the history of national freedom movement is missing altogether in many of the universities. And in some universities, Velu Nachiyar, Veer Pandya Kattabomman, these 2-3 names are mentioned, especially university in the south, the area from where these great people came. Now, not including national freedom movement in our history and political science curriculum. And curriculum is filled with Dravidian movement. Filled semester after semester. It was a movement, it impacted life of the people, it had a significant impact, and it has to be part of the history. Dravidian movement has to be part of our history. But that does not mean that that was the only history. If you look at the 19th century and 20th century history of this place, countless number of people have of this place, millions participated in the national freedom movement. Even before the organized national freedom movement began in the 20th century, in the 19th century itself, right from the polygar resistance to uprisings, great uprisings at Palayam Kotai, thousands of people were massacred by the British. The impact of British rule on the social, economic and political fabric of this place, is it worthy of a study or not? But it doesn't find a place in the curriculum. In the 19th century, several hundred thousands of people from this place were forcibly taken as indentured laborers in Malaysia, in British colonies in Malaysia, Singapore, Fiji, and were sold like slaves to the landlords there. Slave market. Should it be a part of history or not? But it is not. There are a number of social movements, whether it is Ayyavadi movement, Valalar movement, Nandanar movement of Dalit leader Sahajanand. Nothing, no place. Mahatma Gandhi visited this place for over 16 times. There was a huge eruption when partition of Bengal happened, when Bhau Chidambaram Pillow came out in 1908. There was a total uprising in Tamil Nadu in protest of communal partition of Bengal. No mention. Mahatma Gandhi's call for Swadeshi, huge response. Salt agitation here in this land. We know one of the places where the freedom fighters went was Vedaranyam. No mention at all. There were incidents like Jallianwala Bagh. Devakotai incident, when they quit India, when the freedom fighters were marching, the British, brutally killed 75 people in one go. There were several incidents where people of this place have given their blood, more than 5,000 at least known. We conducted a survey, we find out that known 5,000 youth went to Indian National Army under Netaji fought the British. Many of them, they died. This glorious history of this place is missing. Now, tell me, our students, those who are coming out of the universities, if they do not know what is their emotional connect with India. I feel connected because I know my father, my grandfather, my forefathers have given their blood for this cause. I own it. I get connected with this. But erasing this, is it not an insult to the millions of people of this land, freedom fighters who suffered, who gave their life? It is an insult to their memory. It is also a distortion of the history of this place and the people. This is certainly, friends, this is very, very painful. I would urge you all to review it. And I would certainly insist that 6 months down the line, I will have another meeting with the state university vice chancellors to see where you are. Because I'm not going to accept the fact that this place was not a part of Bharat, was not a part of India, and it did not take part in national freedom movement. Whereas the fact is, a fringe movement gets the entire space. No, this is absolutely being unfair, grossly unfair to the people of this place and of course to the country as a whole. So I would urge you all to kindly pay attention to it. I was shocked, in fact. This is what I say. For me, it was first a reaction of disbelief that it cannot be correct. But when I checked up, I said, this is what the syllabus is. Then Friends, we must know that we are as age of such technologies. Implications of it, what it would be, is very difficult to predict. We all heard about generative AI. Now, generative AI, quantum computation, advanced robotics, ultra nanotechnology, synthetic biology. All these are, to say the game changer is a very, very mild expression. I have no expression for it, what kind of world it is going to create. But be as it may, how is it going to impact us? It is going to, one direct fallout would be that it will further widen the inequality. We already have among the countries rich and poor. We are a developing country. We are moving happily and fortunately moving on the right path and trying to build our country. We have a resolve and we will build it. But now, if these advanced technologies, if we are not only aware of or we are not in it, we don't invest in it, then the gap will be so wide that it will be beyond our imagination even to think of leapfrogging it or even jumping over it. Forget about leapfrog, even jumping over it. Because this is going to create huge inequality. Those with these technologies will dictate what the world should be, how the world market should behave, how the people should behave, who should get what. it will create an ultra new form of colonialism. We have come out of one, and certainly we can't afford to slip into the other. We have the quality human resources. Our human resource is second to none in the world. We have a right conducive environment today. With the government of India is very clear about, that is why so many, all these, we had very quantum jump in our intellectual property, patent. It's all a part of very clear policy of the central government that we must do more and more research, we must invest in investment, we must invest in innovation and entrepreneurship. You know, we had a significant jump in this intellectual property, that is patent registration, almost about 24% over the previous year, but still we are way behind. Last year, almost about 3.4 or 46 million patents were registered in the world. We are still about 84,000 or so. It's about just about nearly 2%, little over 2%. We have to do a lot of catching up. Not only quantity, but quality as well. China is leading, of course, but US is, even with 18% of the global patent, in quality they are way ahead. So, at present, given the situation in which we are, we have to invest in both, quantity and quality both. But it must be something which is useful. A knowledge which is, for the sake of it, is very good, okay, fine. You have created it, but to what use it is. So let us invest in these areas. These are the areas which are going to reshape the world and the world order in which we have the choice is ours, or options are ours, whether to be at the receiving end or to be among the leading one, to shaping one or to be shaped by it. We are very clear in our mind, we should be shaping it, not to be shaped by it. Some of these things could be even beyond many of your imagination, because without any meaning anything bad, the fact is that these things are new concepts which are coming up. Myself, I did masters in physics. When I talk to the people, when I listen, sometimes it takes me time to understand. I ask the person, please explain me again. I try to be a good student. So, whereas the young people, for them it is easier to grasp. So we have to invest in our youth. We have to encourage them. We have to guide them. We have to motivate them. We have to mentor them. We have to break their mental inhibition, the psychological silos, the barrier. They have a lot of opportunity. Let them not be content with something which is very mediocre. No. I say so because in our state, we have the potential. We are way ahead many states in our country. This place, our youth of this Tamil Nadu, they have the capacity to be the driver of India's growth into the future. The future, however uncertain it might be appearing today, but we will walk into that with confidence, we'll take the challenge. And that's why I appeal to you, I urge to you all, because it's your responsibility. Please invest in our youth. Invest in our youth and don't Think small. Don't get into petty things that I have done this project. Look, these are gone days. Consequential. Whatever you do, how consequential it is. If it is the scale of consequence that will determine the worth of it. So let us not make ourselves happy that we are doing, but we must be doing something purposeful, something which is needed to be done. And I'm sure you all will do that. This conference has been a catalyst, a motivator for all of us, including me. And I wish you the very best. I wish you a very healthy and happy return to your place. I know that you didn't get time to enjoy the beautiful climate of this place. When you tell someone I'm going to Ooty, people feel that okay, people today with the hot summer down, everywhere all over the country, people feel envious. Okay, you are going to Ooty. Wonderful. Little do they know that right from morning to evening, you have no time. By the time you go out of the place, it's dark. You go to your hotel room and have your food and sleep. You didn't get time. But what to do? I wish you all a very happy and healthy, safe return to your places. And keep collaborating, keep this content. This conference is annual, but there should be several such meetings among you in a small groups, subgroups. Make it a vibrant ecosystem of higher education. Thank you, my friends, very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. We now request the Deputy Secretary to University to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor for me to express my gratitude for the insightful sessions that allowed for a fruitful exchange of ideas aimed at building a brighter future for the students. The discussions have sparked new ways of thinking, paving the way for improved strategies. I express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Governor Chancellor for consistently prioritizing the advancement of the higher education as demonstrated by great initiatives such as Vice Chancellor's conferences. Thank you, sir. I express my gratitude to Professor M. Jagadish Kumar, Chairman of the University Grants Commission, for his valuable presence and insights. I express my gratitude to Secretary to Honorable Governor for providing valuable guidance and insights for successful conduct of this conference. Thank you, sir. I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed guest speakers, Professor Partha Chakrabarti, former Director IIT Kharagpur, Ms. Shruti Kannan, Engineering Leader for Cisco, Professor H.T. Charan, Chairman, National Committee on Universal Human Values, AICTE, Dr. Jayanti Ravi, Secretary of Auroville Foundation, and Thiru Karthik Narayan from IRCS for their insightful sessions on variety of topics. I extend my thanks to the Vice Chancellors of various universities for their enlightening presentations covering a range of topics. I extend my thanks to the Vice Chancellors of state and private universities for participating in the conference, which have helped to shape a new way of thinking. I thank the research scholars from universities who have shared their experiences in cracking the NET examinations conducted by UGC. I extend my thanks to the district administration of the Nilgiris for their support and to the dedicated officers and staff members of Rajbhavan for their hard work and commitment in organizing and executing the conference successfully. I extend my thanks to the press and media friends for the coverage of the event. I express my deepest gratitude to each of you for your contribution in making the conference a truly unforgettable event, one that will go down in the history of Rajbhavan. Anaivarukkum nandri.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कलबङ्गा विन्ध्य हिमाचल यमुना गङ्गा उच्चल जलधि तरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभाशिष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Yes, my lord. What?